Dude, so I know I don't normally make videos like this, but this shit was on my mind. Hi guys, welcome to Being Alexis Jasmine, and we're gonna just be talking, okay? Because I seen this TikTok, right? I had seen this TikTok on being sensitive, right?
That's my strength. Like, I'm sensitive.
Like how being sensitive is a strength, right? Dude, follow me. And it really had me thinking how being sensitive is really a blessing in disguise, and it's a blessing that not many people, like, it's a luxury that not many people can afford. We're into this program. This is a vanilla berry protein shake. This shit is so good. I just came back from the gym. I had flag football practice. I really just watched because, like, I tried to play one and I realized I know nothing about football. Like, at all. I don't know shit about football. Like, who the fuck would have thought? I was doing what I do best, scrolling on TikTok, minding my business. Stumbled across this TikTok video on how being sensitive, right, was this girl's strength, and it just started to have me think, like, you know what, being sensitive is such a luxury that many people cannot say that they have, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, follow me, a lot of people, right, like, as children, if you were sensitive growing up, if you're like in an unsafe environment, you can't afford to be sensitive because you can't allow yourself to feel those emotions, because your biggest priority is what? Protecting yourself. That is your biggest priority, protecting your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual, like, you were in survival mode. And a lot of people don't realize that when you're in survival mode, feeling your emotions, being sensitive, that is like the bottom of the fucking totem pole. You don't have time for that. Your biggest priority is just making sure that you're safe. And when you're in the unsafe environments, maintaining your little bit of safeness. You know what I'm saying? Like, having your safety net for yourself. And if you have, like, siblings or someone you care about, making sure that they too are safe. So people don't even realize that being sensitive and allowing yourself to feel those emotions and being aware that you are sensitive is literally a luxury that many people cannot afford. And then not only that, it's a luxury that people don't even realize that when they're out of those unsafe environments, bitch, the currency has went up. Like, you make more money. You can now afford to be sensitive, but because you're so stuck in how you were raised and how you always had to be, that you don't even realize that you're in a space in your life to where you can't afford to be sensitive. Being sensitive is something, it's so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Because I too, like, calling me sensitive back in the day, I would try to prove to people that I'm not sensitive. I'm not sensitive, bitch. You're sensitive, lame ass, whack ass, weak ass, bitch, bird brain asshole. Like, calling me sensitive, I'm going to fuck, like, you literally, like, that used to be such an insult, calling me sensitive. Like, calling someone sensitive, such a sensitive ass up, sensitive ass bitch. Like, that's such an insult, right? Until you realize, like, I had to grow and mature that being called sensitive, like, now, yeah, I am sensitive, and what about it? Because I am sensitive. I am sensitive. I am aware that what people say does hurt my feelings. I am aware that I do wear my heart on my sleeve. I am aware that other people's actions can affect me and do affect me. I am aware that I do care about others. I care about others' opinion. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. We all care about somebody's opinion. Like, we all care about certain people's opinion. I am aware that I do care about people's opinion. I am aware that if someone I care about do something to me, it's the end of the fucking world. Like, the world might be spinning, but I'm gonna tell you right now, my world done went completely black. My world has fallen off its axis, and if my world fell off its axis, that's the only thing that matters. Like, I'm completely aware that I am sensitive. Things do affect me. And me having that self-awareness, being aware and being able to see and admit that I am sensitive, that was game-changing for me. Now that I know that I am sensitive, there is boundaries that I have placed for myself. Like, when you are made aware of something about yourself, it's no one's responsibility to protect you, nurture you, water you, and love you outside of you. Now, that does not mean that you are so closed off to the world that you don't allow nobody to nurture you, water you, and pour into you. That does not mean that. But that does mean that you have to do that to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, me personally, right? I know that I am sensitive. Like, I've become aware that I am sensitive. Shit do hurt my feelings. Stuff hurt my feelings pretty easily at that. Things do causes a rise out of me. Things do spike my emotions. So now that I'm aware of that, what do? I put boundaries in place for that. If I know that that person can hurt the fuck out of my feelings, I'm steering clear of them. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys healthy ways or how to come at that bitch. I'm not no therapist. And everyone tells me I need to go to therapy, and I haven't yet to go to therapy. So I can't sit here and tell you how to combat that. But what I can tell you is becoming aware and admitting your feelings is game changing. Now, whatever the fuck you do with that, that's something you just gotta figure that out on your own. Better pray about it, baby. But like, being able to admit that you're sensitive is game changing. Because like I said, not a lot of people have the luxury of being sensitive. Not a lot of people have the luxury of being able to feel their emotions. Do you know how many people in this world move throughout this life and aren't able to feel their emotions? They don't even allow themselves to process the emotions that they have. Something goes wrong, they get a spike, and then they just shut down. Do you know how it is to not be able to feel your emotions, and you are now in a cycle, a repeated cycle? You go through the same thing over and over and over again because you're not learning your lesson. Because how do you know to grow from something if you don't go through the pain? I heard this quote earlier when I was listening to the podcast. There's sprinklers and there's rain. Rain is free. You got to pay for sprinklers, baby. Rain is free and you got to pay for sprinklers. We put ourselves in situations and we're in cycles, continuous cycles, thinking that they're seasons, but baby, there are cycles and they're man-made cycles. You put yourself in that cycle because you were in a cycle and you didn't allow yourself to process and feel those emotions all the way through. So what you thought was the end of the cycle, like, oh, you're out, you never allowed yourself to process those emotions. So now you done met someone new and you're now in the cycle all over again. You're back with a narcissistic person. And this is not even just for romantic. This is not even just for romantic. This is for platonic this is for romantic, platonic, careers. Like, this is for all situations. Friend groups. You don't be understanding why do you keep making the same kind of friends? Why do you keep attracting the same kind of people? Platonic and romantic. Why do you keep getting into jobs that's unsatisfying to you? Why do you feel unsatisfied with life? Why do you not like the woman in the mirror? Because you be going through situations and you're always in the same cycle because you are not allowing yourself to feel those emotions. I seen a TikTok. Everything stems from a TikTok. I seen a TikTok where a man said, how can you know to spot a fool if you've never been a fool? That was a bar. That motherfucker dropped. He was dropping bars throughout the whole thing. But you can't. How do you know a fool if you've never been a fool? How can you spot foolishness if you've never been foolish? How can you know you never want to experience a certain pain again if you don't allow yourself to feel the pain all the way through? How can you grow from things if you're not allowing yourself to feel things all the way through? Stop cutting yourself short. Feel those emotions all the way through. It is okay to be sensitive. Like Shadi said, sensitivity is strength. Being sensitive is a strength that people don't even fully know. Being able to wear your heart on your sleeve, that is a different kind of strength. Because let me tell you, the weakest person is someone that don't feel anything. You're weak. You're a shell. Drake said it best. Everyone's alive, but not everyone's living. If you are part of this nonchalant bullshit, not feeling shit, bullshit, you're alive, but you're not living. Because the whole point of being human and experiencing life is to feel emotions, the highs and the lows, the laughter and the cries, the happiness and the heartbreak. Like, you gotta be able to flip the coin, baby. You want to feel the whole thing. That's how you know you're human. That's how you know you're alive. The tears remind me that I am alive. Beyonce said it best. There's so many people that have said this shit so well and eloquently. But you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't even be realizing that. And I just have to get that shit off my chest. Like, being sensitive is such a strength that people it's such a strength that people just be sleep on. People don't even fucking fully realize that it's a luxury that many people don't even know that they can't afford. And then let me say this. But knowing that you're sensitive that don't mean people have to handle your ass with care. You are your own responsibility. So if you know that you're a sensitive person, bitch, you handle yourself like fragile. You have to handle yourself. Ouch. You have to handle yourself. But you have to handle yourself with care, right? So point 2 is knowing that you're sensitive is a superpower, bruh. And let me tell you how that shit is a superpower. When you know that you're sensitive, right, you become self-aware that you are in fact a sensitive person. You know that you're living because you are experiencing all these emotions. You're feeling all of these emotions. Like I said, a lot of people don't know how to feel their emotions. 2, if you know how to use the power of redirection, bitch, your avatar Aang with this shit. Your Korra with the water bending. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, bullshit. That's really what you is. Because look, because if you know how to redirect your emotions, right, and you take situations that hurt your feelings and you transmute them into something positive. Oh, that motherfucker said that and it actually hurt your feelings? That get back a motherfucker. You took that shit to heart. Like, being sensitive, I don't know about other people, but I know me personally. That's a me personally thing. I know I'm sensitive, so when I feel like someone played in my face and they actually like spiked an emotion in me, that get back is a motherfucker. You said that I speak fucking like illiterate as fuck. You ate with that one little thing. You ate that one little thing. But bitch, I promise you, I'm gonna sound eloquent when I'm in your fucking space. Whenever someone hurts your feelings, you like that get back is a motherfucker. You take that shit and you just take it as an opportunity to grow. You take shit as an opportunity to grow. Someone critique your art, you're a content creator, and someone could say that your content is lame, it's trash, it's boring. You take all shit as just constructive criticism. Even if people are trying to be funny, they trying to get a laugh in, they think shit's a joke. You just take shit as a constructive criticism because you know that you can only control what you can control. You can't control nobody else's feelings. You can't control how nobody views shit. Like, you can't control that. You can only focus, and you should only focus on what you can control. And I feel like when you're sensitive, you are easily susceptible to hearing the critiques of others and taking it personal. But when you take shit personal, that get back becomes personal. That's how I think of everything. Like, I know I'm sensitive, so when people say certain shit that gets to me and I take that shit personal, I just take that shit as I'm going to work harder. That's low-key how I take everything. I'm just gonna work harder. I'm just gonna do better. And when I get into that position, like, knowing, like, I'm sensitive when it comes to like my job and shit. That's really about it. I don't really give 2 shits about anything else. So wrap this shit up. I'm gonna fuck with you. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck with you. Toodles.